Hi, friends. How are you? Oh, I'm loving this day. For those of us here in Portland, this is amazing that the sun has finally come. I'm sitting out here in my yard and I've been thinking about relationships and love as always. And I wanted to talk for a little bit today about why I love being single versus why I love being partnered and what's the difference. And it's funny, I talked yesterday a little bit about I talk all the time about creating relationships you love and creating love in your life. And the thing that's so funny that I notice that a lot of people do, and it's totally normal, we all do this for multiple reasons, part of which is that we're really socially indoctrinated to believe that the world works a certain way because of capitalism and money and the patriarchy and all kinds of things, all these agendas that are getting pushed. But I think we live in this world where it's really common, it's really natural for us to think that, or to believe that the things that we, if only my life could be different, right? If only I could be married and have the kids or have the house or have the career or have the money or not have, right? Not have to deal with, fill in the blank, all the things that we think create, our suffering or our joy or our love. We attribute it to all these external things. And so it leaves us in this place of always chasing after the next thing, always trying to change our circumstances, change the world, because we believe that we're somehow deficient. We're somehow the way that things are right now is not okay, and that happens a lot with relationships for sure. I see a lot of people that, think that if only I could find my person, then I would be happy. If only I could find my person, then everything would be better. And it's so funny because it's like I see so many people who are single and they're bummed about it. They hate it. I see other people who are single and they love it. They're on top, it's the best thing that ever happened to them. And I see people that are partnered, that are married or, partnered in some other, form or of relationship that wish they could be single and they're miserable and others are happy. And it's like it has nothing to do with the circumstance, right? It has nothing actually to do with that. And I sometimes I had somebody ask me one time, they're like, well, if you can be happy either way, right? If you can truly have joy and peace and belonging and love and all the things, because that's the thing when you think about for those of you that are out there thinking, I wish I could just find my person, if I just want to find my person more than anything in the world. That's what we want. And I want to invite you to think about that for a second. And why is it that you want to find your person? Why is it that you want that relationship that you dream about? You want it because of how you believe it's going to make you feel, right? I would feel loved. I would feel connected. I would feel like I could belong, right? Maybe for some of you, you're like, I could have, it's for the sex, the amazing sex, and, whatever else it might be. And, what I find so interesting about that is that when we learn when we really begin to get our head around and see that all of those things are actually available to us right now, like regardless of our circumstances, regardless of that situation, it creates so much freedom for us in our lives, because all of a sudden it's like you don't actually need that thing to create that for you anymore. And so when I was talking to somebody about this, they're like, well, if that's the case, like some of the most amazing sex I've ever had has been by myself, truly. And actually the work that I did on my own sexual identity, on my own sexual enjoyment and pleasure, some of the most amazing work I've ever done on that has been totally solo. And it's because of that work that I did, falling in love with myself, that I'm able to have such amazing sex now with other people. And so the real gift of all of that was done when I was single. And so this person was asking me, well, if that's the case, if you can be truly happy and have joy and love and belonging and connection and all those things, without being in a without having a partner, then why would you want a partner, right? If you can be happy either way, then doesn't it take away motivation to go after things in the world? And my answer is no. I actually think it's the opposite. And so one of the reasons that I love being single so much is because of all the growth that comes with that, right? When I am single, it's like it creates such an opportunity for me to grow my relationship with myself. It creates such an opportunity for me to just truly be able to enjoy my own company. Like right now, I mean, I'm dating, right? And so dating, a few people, and I did this last year. I remember I was, when I was for the most of my life, I spent most of my life monogamous, right, in monogamous relationships. And last year was the first time that I really began exploring what is this like to date and explore polyamory or dating openly, right, and dating multiple people at once. And what I found was that I loved it, right, and I had such a phenomenal experience with it. And I remember, when one of the girls that I was dating asked me to be committed, and was like, I don't want you dating other people. And I agreed to it. But I remember thinking to myself, it's like there was part of me that was like, didn't really want to. But then I thought, what's the reason that I enjoy being single? What's the reason that I enjoy being in a relationship? And I'm like, it's all the same. It's because of growth, right? So I agreed to go ahead and do it, even though I knew this wasn't probably going to pan out long term. But it didn't matter because my attachment wasn't to the result. My attachment wasn't to this needs to be my person forever. I could see how there were things where that wasn't probably going to be the case, but I could still see that there was growth there. There was learning there. So when I'm in a relationship or in any kind of partnership, or even right now, I'm dating again, right? But I'm not in a committed relationship, and I don't want to be. I'm loving and enjoying what this is like to date multiple people. It brings up new challenges, right? It brings up new challenges. It stretches me to have conversations in new ways about new things, right? It stretches me to be able to deal with conflict and emotion in ways that I haven't had to deal with when I was just in monogamous relationships, right? It stretches me to have to look at things within myself, right? I've always had such a hard time historically with when someone else is having an emotion. I want to fix it, right? If someone else is like, but I love you, I just want to be together, and right, I would feel the emotion of that, and I would feel responsible to have to fix that. And so for me, there's such growth in being able to learn how to be able to be there for someone and support them and still allow them to have their emotional response without having to fix it or think something's gone wrong, right? And it allows me to take care of myself also and honor my own needs. And so there's just all this really amazing growth that can exist in every situation. So whether you're single, whether you're partnered, whether you're polyamorous, whatever it is, whether you're in a monogamous relationship or not, to me, the benefit of all of it is the same, right? The joy of being single is all the growth and the relationship that it brings you home to, if you're willing to embrace it and enjoy that. And it doesn't have to mean that you don't have any of the things that you most want, right? There's still so much love and connection available to you. And it's the same if you're partnered, right? For people that are partnered or having difficulty in their relationship, I would invite you to consider that one of the joys of being in a relationship, whatever that looks like, is exactly that, right? It's the conflict, it's the growth, it's teaching you how to have boundaries, it's teaching you how to have difficult conversations, it's teaching you how to love someone even when it's hard, it's teaching you how to love yourself, right? That's what relationships are really designed for. And that growth, that reason is available to you no matter what your situation is. So I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit today and say, that no matter where you're at, invite you to just enjoy the experience of that. And if you're having a hard time, right, if you're someone who's single, who's really struggling with some of the feelings and emotions that are coming with that, I'm happy to talk to you and help you about it. And if you're someone who's, partnered or polyamorous or in any kind of a relationship dynamic where there are struggles and difficulties and challenges coming up for you, I would invite you to lean into that and explore that. And again, if you want help learning how to navigate those things more smoothly, more gracefully, in a way that actually brings you more intimacy and more connection, shoot me a message, because I'm here. I'm happy to support you in that as well. The growth is there for all of it. And in that growth and embracing that growth, you will find such a love for your life and for everything that it's bringing you. And so that's just what I want to invite you to consider. And as we move forward over these next couple weeks, I'm going to start doing some live coaching sessions, just some free group coaching, live coaching sessions. And we're going to talk about this, all of this, right? Creating relationships you love with yourself and with other people. So shoot me a message or put in the comments what you would like to talk about. One of the things that already has been brought up has been learning how to have difficult conversations and how to navigate that conflict within partnerships or even family. And so I'm going to be doing a live workshop and free coaching event on that and give you guys all the support around that. But feel free to let me know what else you'd like to talk about, what's coming up for you. Boundaries, right? How to love someone when it's hard. Sexual empowerment stuff, right? And learning how to have more sexual pleasure in your relationships, learning to talk about it, have conversations around sex, anything, whatever you guys have. Feel free to let me know, and we're going to be doing lots of free coaching and live support workshops. So definitely shoot me a message, a DM, and let me know what you want to talk about. And in the meantime, enjoy being single, enjoy being with yourself, enjoy this company, right? I don't see my partners very often because I am enjoying so much the time that I spend by myself, and it's such a beautiful thing. And then when I do see them, I enjoy the time with them so much more, right? It's like there's the universe is so abundant, and there's so much to enjoy. And when we get so hyper focused on that one outcome, that one thing that we think we need, but it needs to look this way, we miss all the gifts that are literally here to enjoy right in front of us, that are anything outside of that. We get tunnel visioned. And I would like to set you free from some of that tunnel vision so that you can actually enjoy the life that is here in front of you, because it's beautiful and I hate for you to miss it. All right, I love you guys. Talk later. Bye.